Hello, I'm Ross from RWA Creations. Just going to do a quickest video as I can to slap a gunner lid together, just to give you the idea of the principle. Okay, so when you get a kit from me, you get the rear scoop, lens, aerial, sticker, switches, various screws. I've got a screw around here, chin strap, bit of helmet, foam, bottom, top, chin, and then your little box. So the dome itself I already pretty much trim up for you, so you just got to give it a little clean with sandpaper. Where have I done my sandpaper? There it is. So it's already trimmed. Obviously make sure you take a lot more love and care with yours, and I will with ones I'm building for customers. So you can pretty much see it's pretty common sense where to go to. I just like to leave the little roll of the edge around just to make it look nice and soft. The gunner lids come in 2mm normal ABS. And bear with me for this boring bit of the video, watching me run around with scissors. Do it as speedy as I can. Good little pair of curved Lexans, does the job beautifully. Watch out, because there are a lot of crap on the market. These I find really nice, little Integgy heavy duty ones. So again, nice little sand up of your areas. Now I fixed my helmets together with brass screws. You can do them with rivets if you want, but I like the brass screws because you can fix chin strap as well. 3mm drill. I like to come in, I don't know, 18mm on this little point here, about there roughly. Either side. Just off that corner. Get my little hand countersink. Just knock the edges off where I'm using screws, just so the screws sit in nicely. Okay, now that one's ready to go. What I'm also going to do, I'm going to get my tape measure, whatever I've done with that. There it is. And just get myself a little centre line marked. So I'm going to measure in between my two screws there, so I know where the middle of my lid is. And what I do for these as well, just so it shows up a little bit, I shall put a bit of tape there so we can see it a bit better for the video. So that's the centre line of my rear scoop. That one's ready to go. Right, this, you'll see my mould line there, so basically it's a chop round here. I'd keep it sort of pretty max at the start. And you can always take more out of the chin if necessary, depending on how it sits on your head. So I'm going to whip right round there. Run the eye around it, see where it needs a bit more out, just to keep it running. Again, I would be taking a bit more time with this if I didn't want to do a nice speedy video for you, but we'll get it pretty nice. So we've got a nice run around there. So when you actually start fitting to your head, you can increase this to scoop in so you're not choking yourself, but just leave it at max, because you can adjust that nearer the time. Right, these bits up here peek up into the lid. I'm going to take them right down, and I'm going to leave, I don't know, 45mm on the top of that roughly. Now on the original they don't have this bit, so if you want you can cut it out, but I put it in to give the helmet more strength because it keeps it all more firm. So now I've come round with that again. We want a nice little sand up a bit. Take your time to do that nice, and obviously do that as well, but for today I'm not going to bother. Now I want to cut some eye slots in here, so what we'll do is we'll see where the middle is. So about 30, so 15. So that's approximately the centre, and enough to see out of. I'm going to give it about 8 to 10mm up from the bottom, and an eye slot of about 20mm. So it's not crucial, it's all whatever you fancy. And I'll leave a solid piece in the middle, about 20mm. I'm going to come around the sides. As I say, this is all just guesswork, it's only for you to look through, so that's about 90mm I've guessed there. So we'll do the same the other side. Right, so now I've got that marked out roughly. I'm going to get my Dremel and my fancy glasses. Stop me getting stuff in my eyes. And we're going to whip them out. Right, so that gives me my eye holes. Give them a nice clean up with a file or sandpaper or something. I'm just going to use my sandpaper star fingers. So now it gives you quite a nice lot of vision, plenty to eyeball around with. So the lens now, I've made this so that the lens tucks into there. So I need to Dremel myself up to that little ledge there to fit my lens in. So I've got to cut myself a hole. So again with my little, I love this little cutter, it's really good. I'm going to cut myself, watch you don't slip with this. So right on the edge. So just so I've got enough to get that lens in there. Right, that should be enough. If it's not, I'll give it another little tweak in the bow. Clean that up with your sandpaper and your file and your nice stuff. Check this lens fits in. Yeah, she goes in there. She goes in there. So now I'm happy with all that. Take off my protective film. Pop it in there. Just make sure your lens is clean first. So just going to pop that in there. And I look inside, make sure I've got about even amounts each side, not crucial because there's plenty of lens there. And then all I'm going to do is get a little bit of duct tape just to hold it in place. Right up high with that, just to lip onto it. And then onto there. That just stops the lens moving from riding up or anything. You can do the same inside as well if you want a little bit of extra. Just pop a little bit. Then you know your lens ain't going to go anywhere. Right, so that's all good to go now. Where were we? Let's pop that in, shall we? Right. So this is a bit of a fingers thumb job. I've got my magnets or my clamps. Give me a second. Right. So now, again, black on black is quite hard to see. So I'm going to put a little piece to show me where the curve starts there. A little curve. Make sure I'm doing the right one. So yeah, so it's the front curve. So now I can just point to that and make sure I know where that's my line that I'm going to be following. There and there, which is that little inner point. Right, now I'm going to offer this over. So this is where you could do with more hands. Get it roughly in place at first just to see how I'm looking even. So now you can see from the edge of my lens to my line, which is the blue tape showing, I've got the same sort of rough distance there. So there and there. So I want to make sure my scoop and that is sitting down. I'm going to set myself, well, I'll do it all with the magnet first and I'll measure it. Right, so I'm going to give myself about a 30 mil lens on this one. So I'm just going to mark off just so I know where I'm going to be. Again, it's a bit of a fingers thumb job. So now I'm kind of here with this one. I'm going to get this front screw popped in. So I'm happy with that with 30-30. Use a 3 mil drill. I'm going to come, I've just come back, let's say 10 mil and up 8 mil, something like that. A little countersink. I'm going to use 10 mil little screw. Okay, and then same that side. So make sure I'm setting maybe 30 mil again. Same again now, just come back about 10 mil, up 8 mil. Nice clear hole. Little countersink. These little screws, you're going to paint them black afterwards. Yeah, having trouble with this one. There we go. need smaller hands. Tighten her up. Right, so that's good. So I'm happy with my front still. Yeah, so to keep that in place, I'm going to use a bit of Old Faithful duct tape again. That holds it just nicely, making sure that I'm not sticking over the lens. It's just handy to hold it there. Right, I'm going to pop my clamp off this side, get rid of that tape. Now I'm going to fix this the same again, probably about 10mm in from that edge. And I'm going to sort of come along. So you see, I've kind of followed the line of that screw, so it's higher up from there than it is there, and still about 10mm in from that edge. Right, now with these ones, I'm going to fix the chin strap while I'm at it. What do I do with my chin strap? See my chin strap, Joe? There it is. Right, so you'll get a bit of chin strap in here. Double your elastic over and pop a hole through it. Same the other side. I do my chin straps once they're bent over like that at about 320, so that should fit most people, unless you got a, well, I'm not going to say anything about head sizes. Right, chin cup. I'll trim this to show you, but I don't put them in. I put them in and it's dug in my chin, and you don't see it, so I ripped it out and chucked it away. But chin strap, you just want to trim these around. It would help, obviously, if you put a bit of foam in, made it a bit more comfortable, but I say where it wasn't seen, I just abandoned ship with it. So trim around there nicely like that, give it all a good sand up, and then you want to add holes near the end, so about there and there, you can see where the mould lines finish. You need to add a hole there, so again with me old Faithful and special glasses. What I'm going to do is just buzz a hole in there, and a hole in there. So then with that, all I would do is thread my chin strap through those holes like that, and then it's in there, but no thank you today. Right, so with our screw this time, I'm going to put the chin strap on there as well as the screw. Same the other side we done just a minute ago. Watch you don't move anywhere, that your magnet hasn't slipped or anything. So I'm going to come along to this level. Same as before, just in from the end. Little countersink. Little screw. Get rid of that. Right, chin strap again, so make sure your orientation of chin strap is okay. Easiest to see is it with the light. That's better. So again, your washer. So that's on there nice now, just nip her up. Right, so that's our base of the helmet. Get rid of that magnet now. Right, now from the front, we're going to come about 22mm up. This is standard again. You can adjust your scoop, talk to your armourer. but I've just set them at about 22, so 22 centimetres from there to my line. Put a line there again for today's educational video. We shall put a bit of tape there so that we know where it is. Thank you, Jordan, from our toy brusher. And so I want to know the centre line now as well of it. So I'm going to measure from a point. So the same screw both sides or the bottom both sides, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go for the front screw. Let's see what 8" does either side. So that's 8 inches that way, 8 inches that way. So yeah, so that's pretty good. So we know now that that's the centre line of a helmet, and that's where this dome wants to come from our pre-marked pen. So as long as those two lines mark up now, then that's good as gold. So I'm going to get one magnet again now, hold that in place. Okay, so now I can set those up there on those two lines, and now I can look just to double check, because obviously we've got a bit of orientation still, so kind of look the distance between the screw both sides and keep just fiddling it until you're happy with it. And see, these want to be roughly near the bottom of the dome itself, so I reckon I'm pretty happy with that. So when you're happy, again, don't worry about micromillimeters. I'm going to drill both the sides off there real carefully, because it's trying to balance an egg on something. Put my little screws in. Again, don't forget, paint all these little screws black. You can do it with rivets if you want. I like the screws. That one up. Right, figure tighten both those. Now I can finish them off with the screwdriver, holding the nut with the fingers. Okay, magnet off. Sorted. Right. So now we're going to pop the sticker on. So sticker dead center again. I can see where the center line is from before, from where the lens is inside. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape there just to guide me, because you can't see it sometimes. So looking through the lenses into the backlight, I can see where the centre of my lenses are. So that's the centre of the helmet. So orientation of this sticker, we want that way up, so that it lines straight up and down. I'm going to go about 1 inch, 25mm off the top there, and on the centre line. So peel me back enough sticker. Right, take your time with this. Obviously I'm not going to for the video. So about 25mm up. Take your time. Now start from the centre and kind of work your way out. Because where you're going over a domed surface, you're going to have too much sticker on the outside. So try and push it there, leaving little bits. And then we're going to use a heat gun just to kind of help flatten out. Be careful you don't melt your helmet. Right, when I've got enough down, we won't get it all because you obviously got this facing on it, which won't let it move. So when I've got enough, I'm going to carefully see if I can just get it back. Watch that I don't stretch it even more, because obviously it's already too much excess there as it is. So then I'm going to heat very carefully. Do it a hair dryer if you're a bit unsure about a heat gun, and then push them in. So that's good. See, my heat gun has a little bit excited on that little bit there, which has made it a little bit of a dimple, but again, take your time, no rush. Okay, so that's good now for that bit. So we're all good. Compact thing, box. Right, so this, where it's obviously fit into a domed surface, take it off little at a time. Kind of like I just kind of guess things again. So obviously this is the way up, is it? You know, up this way, front. So I'm going to kind of like start off with taking a kind of curve to each corner, and then I'm going to see how it goes from there. Right, so that's how I've basically sort of started. Let's see what I've kind of guessed it at. It's about 30mm I've sort of done there, which gives me a bit of room to play with for trimming back if I need to. So now, again, this is a bit of a balancing act with this lid where it's all round. So this goes on the left-hand side, big bit at the bottom. So we want to go roughly in line with there. Then we go forward a little bit and straight up in orientation. Okay, so I'm going to press where the screw's going to hold now, and I'm going to see where I need to trim. So you can see I need more because it's rocking on the middle bit. The bottom, got a little gap in the middle, and there we're rocking. So let's start with the sides and take a bit more out of the so same again. See, that's a lot better that time. That's nearly there now, so pretty close. A little bit out of the top. I say again, get your self trim rough like this, and then get one of these little Dremel flat discs and just carefully keep teasing it, yeah, until you're happy. So let's take a real whip. I don't want to spend too long on this because, as I say, I don't want to bore you on the video any more than I have to. A little bit more, a little bit more. Right, that'll do for today's video. That's pretty damn close. Okay, so now I want to fit some switches in here. I do these usually, well, I used to do it with these 6000, but that's gone pear-shaped now, so I use Gorilla Glue, even though I've got a little bit left here. So the switches are going to sit, I'd say sort of like 5mm in from the edge, 3 to 5mm, something like that. So that's the centre line of them roughly. So I'm going to kind of like mark where they're going here roughly, and I'll go on a centre line of the holes. So the centre of that one and the centre of that one. Now I've got this, wherever it is. Where are you? There it is. This little drill which drills these perfectly, but you might want to do it with the Dremel because if you slip with this you make a mess and then you need a new one. So I'm just going to wham these in here just now. Right. So that's those. So top again. Top one's the blue switch. So we've got a little bit of excess there, keeping that off. So I need to trim that one in a little bit. Bottom one's the red switch. That one's sitting peachy. So either with the Dremel or whatever you've got to hand. Where's my knife? There's my knife. Just gonna carefully sneak a little bit off there. Nearly. That's pretty damn good. Right, so let's hold that in place. And usually I would be patient and stick it with E6000 or Gorilla Glue, let it go off. But today for bit of super glue won't go amiss. So pop a bit on there. I use this glue and the activator. Goes off nice and quick. So make sure it's level with the outside. Let that set nicely. And then the same for Mr. Red switch. Watching I don't glue my fingers to myself or the switch. A little bit of activator, let it dry. Pop it on. Job's a good one. Right, what else have I, there we are. What you'll also need, it comes with my stuff, a couple of these little stickers. So they're two little dashes, and they pop on the top near the front edge in the middle there. More haste, less speed. So just whack on there. Right, so that's my outside buttons apart from the last white one, which I can't do until I pop the screw in. So now swap into a smaller screw. Let's get rid of it there a second. Right, what's this? 2mm. So I'm gonna put the aerial in now. So I'm gonna come in, say 10mm, 10mm. Let's just bang a hole in there for the aerial. Where is my aerial? My aerial, Jay? There's my aerial right behind. Right, so the aerial, so that needs to go in the hole, right? And this part here, the visible, it wants to be 15 to 20mm poking out, okay? So I've done 18 just to keep it midway. These are slightly smaller than the CRL says, but they look more like the one from Screen Grabs, so I think the CRL possibly needs updating. Again, I just make a little wooden block. You can do this out of plastic or whatever, just to kind of fix the bottom. So I'm just gonna drill that on the angle. It just gives it a bit of a bed. So that's gonna just stick in there like that. Okay. So again, I'll do this all in stages if I was doing it properly with E6000, letting it all dry nicely. But again, just for today, we're gonna smack it in with a bit of this lovely stuff. I'm just trying to stick my fingers. Right, so that's a little block stuck in with that. Now, what I'm also going to do, so that I haven't got to take all this apart again, just to give me a bit of, because super glue's alright, but it's brittle, so I'm going to whack a little bit of, this is, you won't need to do this, because it's just me where I'm rushing, so I'm going to put a bit of E6000 stroke Gorilla Glue around there and bed my little aerial into the wooden block with it as well, so it's all nice and stuck. A little bit on the top, then that's all nice and gummy, and that will go off on its own time. Okay, So this needs now fitting to the helmet. So whatever screw I decide to give you with the helmet, because this is just a temporary one, I've got to get some, these work, but you might find a different screw in your kit, we'll see. So what's this? I think it's a 4 in it, wherever that is, 4mm. So straight in the centre of there. That's already countersunk, so that'll just hide in there anyway. Yeah. So that's all good. But I'll give it a little bit just in case. Right. So I'm going to go about level with the front of the, so that to the front of there, and probably about 15mm up or so. I'm going to drill my hole. Screw through. On the inside again, just my washer. In that. Nip that up. Don't go wild, but enough just to pinch it nicely without deforming everything. So now that's nice and sturdy. It's not going anywhere, that's good. And on the inside, I like to just pop a little bit of E6000 or Gorilla Glue on the insides, just to stop the thread coming off so they don't work its way loose. And for protection of the old head, I use like this rubber sleeve and stuff, just to slide over the screw, just to make the end a little bit safer. If I can get it on there, I'm going to see. So that's just, I don't know if you can see, just stuck on the end there, just kind of like go over the end. Then foam for the head, that can just sit straight in there. The screws almost hold it in place, and that's ready to wear, apart from this little switch here. I'm not going to bore you with trimming this in, because it just needs a little bit of fanning around just to get that to sit flush, and then bond that in as well. Paint them black, gunner good to go. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.